Okay, wait, hold on. Let me go to Twitter and tell people it's starting now. We're gonna go to your questions in a second here. We just gotta get warmed up here and talk a little bit. I have 4 years of latency delay. That's what we've confirmed. So it's gonna be a little tricky today. Oh, and everybody, get a big cheer. The Class of '09 Twitter just hit 1,000 followers. Have yourself an applause.
Let's go.
Yay!
Yay!
Ooh, very
Let's
cool.
go.
There you go. Okay.
Yay!
All right, so I'm gonna send starting now. Okay, and then post that. Okay, that's good for that Twitter. Okay, wow, we got a lot of people. This is the most we've ever had in the
Oh my
voice
lord.
chat. We're very
Wow.
important. We're extremely important people, Elsie.
This
It's
is
amazing.
cool. Hello. No, it's lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining.
Okay, so um, we have a list here. Oh, and also Katie will be joining us in like 20 minutes. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
so yeah, if there's any more generalized questions, I would hold those until after Katie gets here. But for now, if you have any questions specifically for the voice of Nicole, well, now is definitely the perfect time to do them. Look how well behaved they are. They all stay on mute for us. Very wonderful. Yeah, if anybody asks anything that breaks the rules of what we had, which is again, I will refresh everyone on the rules for asking questions. The questions that are not allowed are one, how did you get into voice acting? Nobody fucking cares. We're always asked that. Question two is how do I get into voice acting? If she doesn't give a shit about her, how is she going to give a shit about you? And question three, what was your favorite character to voice? That's just a generic question. It's because every no actor is going to truthfully answer that because there's other clients. There's clients fighting for their attention. You're not going to get a good answer. And then what's it called? And then four. This is the most important one. Anything where you think you're funny. If you think you're funny while you're asking your question, you will be banned from the Discord. Uh, so yeah, there you go. So yeah, Elsie, is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we kick things off?
Yeah, it's really nice to see you all in here, and thank you so much for supporting and playing the game. It's been so much fun to record it. Like it's just been hilarious. Like I think Max can tell you how many times I was just laughing recording most of it. So, like it's honestly just been a blast. So thank you for supporting it.
Well, thank you, Elsie, and yes, Elsie, one of the best in the business. One of the very few actors who could handle a role like Nicole, and that's why we're all here today. And
Aw.
you know, as they say, the rest is history. Well, hopefully, we're not history too soon. So let's see. So, how do I tackle this? Okay, who has maybe I should go down the list here. Alphabetical order. Yeah, I don't know. So who had a question more specifically for Elsie? Anything that's like less generalized? Was there anything just pertaining to Nicole that anybody had a question with? If not, we will just do it alphabetically. You guys are allowed to talk.
I got one. I got one.
Okay. Okay.
Oh wow.
This is Rogue. This is Rogue. Rogue. Her favorite character is Ari.
Obviously, yes. For uh reasons I won't talk about. But I do have a question for you, yes. So I haven't actually been looking through your other roles, and I have to say you're a great voice actor, by the way. Like I
Oh,
can
thank you so
see
much.
that you have like so many different like accents you can portray for like different types of characters.
Oh,
And
thank
for Nicole, I can tell you definitely put on a voice for her. So I was just like wondering like how, you got that to like how you have such like a wide range of like accents you can like pull off, or like did you have anything like you have to warm up for Nicole, or is there anything like special you have to do for her? So
Oh,
yeah.
thank you so much. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, I've been doing like American accents a lot for work for quite a few years. And obviously, like, in the UK, like, we grow up with a lot of American stuff. And actually, funnily enough, some of the references that Max gave me to watch, like, because in Class of '09, like, it's the most unique thing I've ever worked on because it's so colloquial. Like, it's so specific to like the time and the setting and everything. So it was like I had kind of like a lot to learn sort of from scratch. Like it wasn't just like your standard like American delivery, standard everything. It was like there was something very specific to it. So that's like one thing I really enjoyed working on. It was like, just getting to like do that specific. So like Max would send me clips from like The Simple Life with like Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and and stuff like that. Like because it's just so specific to that kind
Best
of
show
like
ever.
yeah, I watched it like a little bit back in the day, but I think I was slightly too young when it was like at its most popular, so I probably didn't watch it that much. But it was I remember it being on, so I watched a little bit of that. So that was quite funny. But yeah, it was just really good. I mean, it's been amazing for my American accent in general because Max is just like so specific with the direction that it was like so much for me to learn. So it's just been so useful for me as well. Like I've really like taken a lot away from it. And yeah, it was just so much fun. Like I've just really enjoyed the whole process. Like it's been really awesome. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know if that was like a more a
No, that was
complicated
great.
answer.
Thank you so
But
much.
no,
Yes,
thank you. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's
yes,
very
thank
sweet
you.
of you to say.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
No, yeah. Or
That's
to
lovely.
add on to that, like another thing with wait, what's that?
I said that was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Again, I have 2 seconds of latency here, so I'm gonna sound like a strange person. So apologies. Um, but basically, what is it? To add on to what she's saying, uh, the reason why I classify, and this sort of generally goes for all the actors, but especially towards people with more lines, is that generally in video game production, the more lines they are, the production gives less of a shit. And so Class of '09 did the reverse where, okay, the characters with more lines, we have to give more takes to, and we have to put
Mm,
more effort into. And so that's why Class of '09 sounds so different from every other game because, again, the medium of voice acting for games from a thespian standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, because of the big rich guys running it at the top, it's always struggled to be taken seriously and to have the extra time put in to make sure everything is perfect. Because a lot of times the guy who spends the money is not also the director, and so this is sort of the value of authorship and how it's good for the product, it's good for actors, it's good for everybody if people are willing to take the chance on a different kind of project. So
yeah, for sure.
but yeah, so yeah, but we're not making as much as Genshin Impact though, so you see how so go figure. Uh, that's what's interesting though, is the productions that make more money, they spend less time. It's I don't know, that's just what I've seen. Um, but let's see here. What do we got? Any other we're just gonna go alphabetically because you're all like I don't know, you're kind of like shy little scared children. So let's go to Akira Kazuma with the Jekka avatar. Akira Kazuma, do you have a question? If not, then say you don't have a question. Okay, thanks. All right. Okay. So anyway, next we're gonna go to Aaron. Do you have a question? See, this is why alphabetical doesn't fucking work because none of these people are actually here.
This is like a classroom, bro. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, this is
It's
strange. Yeah,
okay.
like you
Don't
all
be
show.
shy.
We're just gonna go off of the bravery system. Okay, so last alphabetical attempt. Last alphabetical attempt. Budget May.
Yeah, no, I'm
Uh,
here. I'm here. I'm here.
okay, yeah, yeah. So your
So,
alphabetical suggestion. That don't do that again. All right, go ahead.
so my question is for you. I know you talked about this a little bit before, but how did you come to the whole idea of Class of '09? Like, not the inspirations, but what happened for you to create this game?
Uh, what ha- what happened for me? What I don't know,
Like,
Elsie. What did
like,
happen for me?
was it just an idea you woke up one day, or like were you thinking about it? That's what I want to know.
I've thought about the idea of some kind of game about social female leverage. I've had like an idea very abstract for that since like probably 2017, but nothing really came into action until I had the means to do it, financially and like connections wise with like different laborers. I don't know how to program. I can't draw. I can't really do anything. At this point, I don't like stop and just shelve ideas for that. Now I just sort of like mass DM because now I see when I put money behind my ideas, they make more money back. And so that's that's the life of being a producer is like, you could have the coolest idea in the world, but unless you're a multimillionaire, like you can't really feasibly make it unless you think you're going to get money back. So yeah, but I mean the idea, I don't know if that answers your question. I'm sure you could psychoanalyze
No,
why
it
why
works. It works. It works.
yeah. 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 How do we? Okay. So, who has a question next? You just have to be brave. I'm not dealing with
I have
you.
a question for Elise.
Elsie. Yes.
Yeah, Elsie, sorry. So knowing that Nicole has just a pretty messed up childhood and her current situation at the school in Class of 09, if you ever met like Nicole or someone like her, would you have anything to say to her to like, I don't know, like encourage her, or like would you try to avoid her, or just how would you interact with her if you ever met her in person?
You mean like if I met her as like myself now at my
Yes,
age?
as like with your current experience in life and all that.
Yeah, no, that's a really interesting question. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I was a teenage girl once. Like, I remember how, mixed up my feelings always used to be. And I've actually got two nieces. One of them is just approaching teenage age, and one of them is approaching her 20s. So like I've been through all that kind of stuff with them as well. I don't know, I mean, like, I really like to help people. I'm kind of like quite motherly in that aspect, so I'd probably just try to like talk to her and help her. I mean, but it's difficult when they're at that sort of age and they're so like set in their ways and their feelings, because there's nothing that you can sort of say that's going to really like break them out of it. They kind of just have to like sort of go through it, and I think like we can all probably relate in that aspect, like when we look back on our like 18, 17-year-old selves, like we're like, oh god, what was I thinking, but it's just something that we all kind of have to go through. But yeah, if I met her, I'd probably just kind of be quite protective of her, just be like, it's all gonna be okay, kind of thing. But yeah, no, that's a really interesting question. Like, I was just like racking my brain thinking about when I was that sort of age, and you think that things that happen are like the end of the world, and then part of getting older is that like I recently like hit my 30s last year, and like it's amazing that switch in my mind about like how less I care about certain things compared to like when I was a teenager. So I think, yeah, just when you're a teen, you just take everything you know, quite strongly. But yeah, I'd probably just be protective, kind of try to offer some advice, but if she was rude to me, I'd just be like, whoa, okay. See yourself, But yeah, that's a really interesting question. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer.
Thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, that was a lovely answer from Elsie once more. Let's see. Well, yeah. So what you're saying is you'd be Nicole's mommy GF. Is that what you're getting
Oh
at here?
my
What?
god, no!
What
Oh my gosh,
okay. All right.
no!
Just making sure. Just making sure. Just making sure. Okay. All right. That's good. So, let's see here. Who has the next question?
I could go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So
And
Elsie,
to clarify, yeah, I wish. Oh, sorry. The timing is fucking me up. Just
2-second
go. I
delay.
hate this.
all right. So Elsie, what was a scene or like a sketch that you particularly struggled with, like whether it be from Max with like the direction or physically doing?
I think like because a lot of it had to be quite quippy and spoken quite fast. I think it was like the big chunks of things. It was like wrapping my like my mind around the American accent and having to deliver it, because like when you're doing an American accent, when it's not your natural accent, you have to make sure that the accent's accurate, but you also can't forego the delivery. So I think the most challenging part of the whole thing was just like balancing getting the delivery correct with also getting the accent correct. And there were quite a lot of times where like I did stumble with the accent. There'd be like a particular order of words in a certain sentence that would trip me up more than others. Like for example, I always struggle with like words like murder and world in an American accent. It's like murder, world, like anything that kind of requires me to be like, it's all a bit sort of. So if it were words like that, like in a row, it would kind of trip me up. But I mean, we got there eventually. but I'd say like that was probably the most difficult thing for me in terms of just like balancing it all, making sure that the accent's correct. Also because it's super colloquial with the delivery, so like it had to be that certain way. And it was it was really fun though. Like honestly, it was such a cool challenge. Like I said before, like I really relished it, and it's taught me so much. Like it's really kind of improved my American accent in a way, because it's like kind of taught me how to like round out certain words and blah blah blah. But yeah, it was I'd say that was probably like the most challenging thing for me. And I could get a bit frustrated sometimes. So like, I would kind of be like sort of hiding it because I like to try and be professional, but I'd be like, come on, you idiot, like just get it, you know. And obviously wanting to impress Max as well. So yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
probably the most challenging thing for me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, everybody wants to impress me. I'm just such a cool guy.
Yeah,
I'm just such
you're
a
such a
sweet dude.
cool dude. I
Yeah.
just want to be
And for the
cool.
yeah, and I like Nicole as a mommy GF. That's all I was
Oh
saying.
my
But
god,
anyway, so let's see.
no! Stop it.
Teenager.
Right. Elsie thinks I'm gonna end my own career. No, it's okay.
Stop it.
A fictional character. All right. So let's see. So what do we got? Who's got another new question here? Who's gonna go next?
Don't be
Um,
shy.
I'll go if that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Danny boy, why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
Sure thing. So Elsie,
Mhm.
so Nicole's kind of considered as like Mean Girl. What would you say there's any comparison with the Mean Girls over there in the UK? And would you say they were kind of an inspiration to capture the voice in Nicole and the mean spirited nature of her, or
No, that's a really
like
cool question. Yeah, you're so right though, because like it is quite different. Like because Nicole's mean, but she's mean in like such a visceral underlying way, which is like the kind of mean where it's like really makes people, you know, just destroys people straight off the bat. Whereas a lot of the people who like, because I was quite badly bullied when I was first went into high school, and a lot of the people that bullied me, um when I went to my second school particularly, like they were just really dumb, but they were just kind of relentlessly mean rather than like intelligently mean. And Nicole is like intelligently mean, like I said, with that those kind of insults that go like straight to the heart, which isn't too common. I mean, I hope that it's not too common in America, but like, you know, because a lot of teenagers just aren't that like viscerally, you know, horrible. Or can be sometimes. Sorry, my dog's barking. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on.
Yeah. The
Stop it. I'm gonna put her on my lap. But
in
yeah,
terms of
it's yeah, the difference. Come here, you. Sorry about this. I have a chihuahua. I'm just gonna put her on my lap. Yeah, the difference is just quite stark. But yeah, Nicole is. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Have you ever like Max? Because I know it's kind of based on your own experiences. Did you know girls like that in high school who were like that viscerally mean?
uh not to the point of putting effort into it, like so not
Yeah, I think
like the
that's the point
vengeful
I'm trying to make.
essay thing, you know, not really. But no, you would definitely like there were definitely girls who would be that blatantly who would be that blatantly mean.
Yeah.
Uh but it wouldn't be, but a lot of the wordiness and and how do I put it, like the entendre and all that, no, like no girl was like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Groucho Marx was like pretty and being mean to you. It was like, you know, fucking but yeah, no, in terms of yeah, but no, girls were definitely that visceral. Depending on what's it called? Specifically, yeah, like girls. If someone was fat, oh, girls just hated anyone fat. I remember that.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, I get that.
and, and so, like, you know, there are probably other things too, but like when you're younger, you're not gonna point out like, oh, hey, you're wearing this. Now I know your entire personality. That doesn't come till later, and
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of that became more widespread as like, you know, like the Twitter mob bullying sort of like got more popular. And so, you know,
Yeah.
I think that's why a younger audience, you know, can connect with it better because you know, again, like you're used to seeing that on Twitter, and then it'll get like you know, 5,000 retweets because some girl said some guy is like 5'5" and he shouldn't talk, you know, like you know, you put that into that 2009 lens. You know, that's the part that isn't realistic. Like the pinpointing one thing that seems irrelevant and making it like a lead to your personality traits.
Yeah.
That's not like that's probably the not realistic part. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a really cool question though. Yeah, so thanks
Yeah.
for asking that.
Hey,
That's really
hey,
interesting.
hey, Danny boy, are you
Thank
the
you for
one that
answering.
are you
Hmm?
the one that keeps spelling it Nicole? Are you that guy?
Yes, it's me. I'm gonna own
Yeah,
it.
you got
It's
problems.
me.
Okay.
I
Well,
blame my
it's okay.
teachers.
Okay. You know
Thank
what?
you for
You should blame
answering
your
my
teachers.
question.
Well, thank you for asking.
You should blame your teachers, though. Class of '09 is about how the American education system is predatory upon children. I don't know how it is in the UK, but
Yeah, it's probably about the same.
okay. So, who has another question here? Any person who's very eager to talk to the first girl they've talked to in years? Anybody like that?
Oh my
What do we got going on here? Damn,
I,
you got.
I think I got one.
Mhm.
All right, let's go. Not Toru.
Who was your least favorite guy character in Class of '09? Which one was the most annoying or wretched or whatever? Who just
Well,
rubbed you the wrong way?
yeah, I mean, I think like pretty much all of the teachers, for obvious reasons, like Jesus Christ. I mean, they're all equally horrible. Like they're all terrible. I would have like moments where I felt sorry for Jeffrey, and then I just can't, obviously, because in the first game, like for obvious reasons, um, just because Jeffrey is like such an obvious like like attack on a certain demographic of people. Like it was just like, oh no. But yeah, obviously like they're all equally horrible. Yeah, sorry. But
Hey, how do
Yeah.
you feel about there is somebody in the server named Jeffrey Fano too. What's your
so
mental
people are saying
assessment
in the
of that
chat,
person?
don't be a fan of Jeffrey. Obviously, like what he does with like the camera as well in the first game, like it's just horrible. Like they're all so horrible and terrible. I'm just looking at the chat
Yeah,
and
yeah.
no. Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed
you.
you cowards aren't adding him.
There's no there's not really any redeeming qualities of any of the men characters. Oh, don't
Yeah,
like
this is pretty
tag
good.
spam him. No. No.
Oh, we do that all the time here. If I tell them to do it, they always do it.
No.
All right.
Getting your
Yeah.
ass beat in the voice channel. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Anyway.
mean, yeah, all of them are horrible.
Okay. So here we go. Man, you guys are so well behaved with these microphones, but now it's getting a little awkward. Does anyone have a new question?
I think I have one. So,
Yeah.
was there like
Oh,
I know you said like you had like you lines where it was like you had like a hard time. It was like it was very funny. What was it like one particular line where you just like that had the hardest time? Where you just couldn't stop laughing?
That I the thing is like so oh yeah, I know what it was. It was the scene where it was like the Jack and Daxter one when they're like talking to Jeffrey in like the sex addict rehab
Okay.
group.
Yeah.
When it was like did Daxter Jack 2 or something like that. Like
Yeah.
just that whole scene just like was cracking me the hell up. And like there was one line which I don't really know why it made me laugh so much, but it was like when Kyla comes up and he's like, "Oh, do you guys want to go to the fair?" And then like Nicole goes like, "The fair? What is it? 1920?" And I don't know why that just got me so hard. Like Max was like, you must remember like how hard I was laughing at certain bits, and you, I was like, I can't tell if he's getting annoyed or not, but I can't stop laughing. Like I had to get my giggles out. And there's probably like recordings of it too, because I did just send like the whole sessions. But yeah, like there was a
Right.
lot of me, a lot of me
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah,
Honestly, I laughed at a lot of
there was
it.
no. There was no clause in the contract that prevents a blooper reel being created. So we'll see. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
actually,
think.
be really funny.
That would be funny.
But
Yeah.
what I want to say, I don't think any director. I don't think any director gets annoyed by laughing. But then again, like I don't think most directors like experience that. You know, because
Yeah.
like what percent?
The script isn't as funny as yours.
Well, I don't want to say it's like about funny or not funny, but like comedy is not a common thing that's in voiceover. If we're being honest, like what
Yeah,
percent?
this is yeah, that's what I mean. Like this is definitely one of the more like unique projects I've ever worked on where like every line is just a banger. Like it's just really, really funny and really cleverly written. And yeah, I laughed a lot. Yeah, I think to answer your question, sorry, to round it up, yeah, just that did Daxter Jack too, and just recording that whole part just had me crying. And then for some reason that what is it, 1920? I don't know why that made me laugh. But yeah, there was a lot, so I can't even remember specifically, but yeah, a
Awesome.
lot
Well,
of it
thank you
made
for
me
answering my question.
laugh.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
I,
asking.
I
I'm like laughing
I have
now
an
'cause I
interesting
remember.
follow-up. I have an interesting follow-up for DeJounte's question. That's
Yes.
DeJounte, not okay. Anyway, but yeah, I have an interesting follow-up. Was there something that you recorded that you were just like, oh, that was another line, but then once you played the game, you got an entirely different impression of it once you saw it in sequence?
Um, Not particularly, because obviously I could see the whole script, so like it helped me to like read the line previously. So a lot of it like wasn't a surprise, but like yeah, a lot of it was fun seeing it like in context with like certain settings. Like that's when it did kind of go like whoa, it was yeah, it was just so good seeing it all come together because it's just so funny.
That's well, thank you. And I think it's time for us to go on to our next question. Who has the next question?
You.
I'll go. I got one.
Yay.
Um, how concrete was the script? Was there lots of room for ad lib, or was it just
No.
read one? No.
Yeah.
No. No.
No.
You prove this.
Max has a specific vision and that vision will be carried out. But honestly, I really didn't mind it because I'm kind of like I'm really flexible with my work where I'm kind of like I don't really mind if I'm guided towards a specific thing because I feel like it kind of just depends on the project and the director, and I think having that flexibility is like an important skill to have, where because you meet some actors where like they really want to like show how good their improv is or how funny they are and everything, whereas I'm a bit more kind of like I'll just go with the flow and like do what the client wants and what the director wants. So if they want me to like try and ad lib and be zingy, then like I'll give it a go. But with this one, because it was all so specific to the time and the way of speaking, yeah, a lot of it was kind of like guided, but in a good way, because it ended up being
No, yeah.
really, really funny, and yeah, it was great.
Because yeah, I mean, like, it wouldn't be fair to Elsie to have her improv about a time or a place that she didn't live.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
it just wouldn't be fair. Like, and so if it, as a director, like I can't. Would that be ideal? Would it be ideal to like have a girl do it who you live that exact same life? Yeah, sure, but you got to think like a girl who goes through that much trauma, she's not going to be a voice actor. Like she's
Yeah,
that's
no, I know what you mean.
that's
It's
not.
like I've obviously been a teenage girl, but I haven't been a teenage girl growing up in that exact time, in that specific place, with that accent, so it's like the guidance was welcome for me personally.
Oh, I mean beyond that, I mean like all the like just like all the family members like killing themselves and fucking
Yeah,
like and all the
exactly. On all
you
that,
know.
there's so much, like darkness which shapes her. But yeah, like, I really I didn't mind being guided that way at all. I wanted to get it right, so yeah, I didn't mind.
But but then for me as a director with this specificness, the only pressure that should put on is the director themselves. And so for anybody who wants to like make a project or anything, or wants to get into voice direction or any kind of direction, like you need to understand like if you want that control, whatever you're making needs to come out and do really fucking well from a critical
Mm,
standpoint. Because if you're like controlling, like if you put that much control on an actor, the way that a lot of the people who had more lines on this, again, if you do that and then your project comes out as like shit, you just look like an asshole who can't trust anybody. So I would say that's a big part of it is it's a high risk it's a high risk, high reward sort of thing where if you have everybody on the same page very, very tightly, then it can be really, really good. But at the same time, if there's no challenge and there's no exterior input, or you're unsure of yourself and you want all that control, it can go really, really badly. So Class of '09, just a risky recording session every time we start the call. But let's see. Let's see here. Oh, here's Katie here for the half-hour block. Or I don't know how long Katie will be here, but yeah. This is but yeah, I'll introduce this is Katie, voice of Kelly. Oh, those rhyme.
It's me. What's up?
Voice of Kelly in Class of '09 and Class of '09 the re-up. If there's any intro you'd like to give for yourself, Katie, then go right ahead.
Sure. Also, I'm very impressed that you were just on it. Like as soon as I jumped in, like, and this is Katie. Like, whoa! Like I didn't even message you. Hell yeah! Fuck
yeah.
yeah, dude. Hi. Can I curse here? Is this?
Yeah.
What am I saying? This game is wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
This-
you're allowed
I
after
said
this.
Horrible things. I've said war crimes. Hello, my name is Katie Johnson. I am a voice actress on the game for Kelly, as he's stated. Yeah, I've been doing voiceover for many years. I've worked with a lot of cool people. I've worked on Gunvolt. I work with Team 4-Star on like internet content and stuff. I do a lot of things, and I'm also a writer for Saberspark. I do lots of freelance work. I'm out here. Heck yeah! And Kelly is wild. This game is wild. It's wild and out here.
Yes.
Also, hi Elsie. Oh my gosh.
Um,
Love you. Missed you.
okay, this is
Same
great.
though.
Voice actors are the nicest people. All right.
Bottom.
So yeah, as I said earlier to everybody in here, I was saying if you have more generalized questions for the actors, hold them until Katie gets here so we can have them just sort of both in one go. If you have those questions, now is the time to ask them. Anybody can unmute and ask their next question. Please go right ahead to anybody who wants it. I'm not doing it alphabetically again. So yeah, anybody just talk when you want to.
I've got another one. What was the auditioning process like for both of you guys to get into Class of '09?
Who do you want to go? Who do you want to go first?
You go first because I'm trying to remember.
Me too. I mean, I've known Max for quite a long time. I mean, Max was actually really helpful in getting me started in my voiceover journey to begin with. Like gave me so much advice with like equipment and like sent me my first interface and stuff like that. So like Max has just been so helpful overall, and we've worked on like a few things together, like your oh god, like a lot of stuff that you've done like on your channel. The Yugi coin and like some
God,
and
yeah.
Taste Closed and other stuff like that. So we were just like working on that kind of stuff. And then I can't remember, like I don't even know where like you even like chose me, to be honest, because I'm not even American, but I really appreciate you choosing me. But we were just talking about it and you were like, oh, I'm making this game, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, the way I generally am when someone says that. I'm just like, cool, I'll give it a go.
Mhm.
And then we did like some tryouts. I can't even remember like what happened. I can't remember specifically.
There is a well, no, actually, there was a lot of controversy with your casting. I remember before we had actually started recording. There
Really?
was yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, you got paid, so that you won't care at this point. So basically,
The tea.
I had kind of told Elsie, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. You can have it. And then there was but then after that point, I had run into. So part of my thing was I was trying not to do the thing where I give a million line reads for the lead character, or else I felt it was going to take forever. I kind of given it to Elsie because I'd worked with Elsie so much, and I knew that like the sort of control and like the timing and the direction was always going to be there. But Elsie would remember this. We never talked about this publicly, but there was actually one girl I ran into when I was casting for the smaller characters of Class of '09, the first one. That's where Katie came in. But there was another girl we ran into, and I was like, what if she could be Nicole? After I like halfway, I didn't fully promise it to Elsie, but I halfway promised it. And then Elsie reached out to me again. I was like, well, you know, this girl, you know, she kind of has more of the automatic vocal timbre, all this stuff. And so that was like a huge thing where at one point there, I wouldn't say Elsie almost wasn't Nicole, but there was thoughts of what if we have a different Nicole who's a little bit younger. And I definitely went to Elsie with that, and Elsie was definitely very upset with me. But
I was upset. I was just a bit like, oh, I didn't know what was gonna happen at that point. I was, yeah.
but what's it called? But I mean, obviously that didn't happen, so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that was sort of that was the only like hitch in casting, really. Like I'm just trying to give some story because somebody asked, but
Yeah.
that was the only real hitch in casting. But again, I mean, she got the part and she got paid and she got it, so I mean, it's not really doesn't really matter like at this
Hell
point.
yeah.
So and but what's it called? But yeah, go ahead, Katie.
Yeah, I remember now. I remember seeing a post on Twitter or X, like, oh God, is that what we have to call it now? Oh no.
No,
Anyway,
just call it Twitter.
yeah, it's Twitter. It's not changed. Yeah, I saw a post on Twitter for a casting call, and I was like, oh, yo, sick. I like auditioning for things and acting. That's what I do. And so yeah, I think I either submitted like my demo under it, or I read. No, I think we did a live audition. Right? No. I sent in lines and then we chatted over Twitter DMs. And I remember we were in a call and we were just like recording a little bit of stuff. And then we were just chatting and like talking about VO in general. And then we recorded more later. Like there's fuzzy stuff, but I remember it was on Twitter that I saw the casting call. I probably screwed it up. It's
That
been a
was
while.
no, that was the first. Well, I remember that was in COVID time. That was
Yeah.
May 2020. That
Yeah.
ooh.
It was a
And
while
so
ago.
basically she did I think no, we definitely did a live audition.
Yeah,
And I
that
was
was
doing the
it.
live auditions as like sort of a like I would hear all the auditions, but then the people who I thought sounded better would be brought in for the live audition.
Yeah.
And then from there, I had to do the live audition to see who could be like who was malleable and who was coachable enough to get through. And at the time, you only had 10 lines, but it was sort of like
Mhm.
I don't feel like casting again for this later, so I may as well just see who can do it now.
Yeah.
So Katie, obviously, well, the direction worked, and that's why we're all here now. But but that was sort of how that happened. And I remember we recorded for the game, and then Katie got a new setup, and then we recorded for the game again just because it was 10 lines. Yeah, I think that happened a couple months after. That might be what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's the auditioning thing, how
Yeah.
that came to be.
So yeah, I guess long story short, I did record and edit and send in some stuff, but then we did a separate kind of like private call where I did another reread and then I think we just fully recorded it and did the contract stuff and just chatted. So yeah, that was the basic process for this one.
And that's all she wrote. Okay, who is the oh, somebody left. Katie, that answer wasn't good enough apparently. It's all it's a rough one. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll make my
Yeah.
next one more convoluted. I got this.
Okay, yeah. Hey, can you guys can some of you guys go off mute because this is like really like eerie and scary right now. I thought people
Yeah,
would-
right?
Bro, we're being so like
Oops.
patient.
being
We're
like
being,
kids.
we're being little girls,
We're
like
listening, we're
putting their hands
listening.
together. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
crossing
not
our
a girl.
legs.
Oh, everybody's talking now.
We're
I'm
waiting in
I didn't-
line.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't tell you all to talk at the same time. I just said go off mute. All right. Anyway, so
Dang.
who has our next question for our esteemed panel of actors?
I do.
Okay,
Uh,
go ahead.
My question would be, what were your guys' impressions first time reading your lines, like actually like taking your time, like this is a interesting like game you're doing. Like, what are your impressions on your characters?
I mean, like, I knew that I knew that working with Max, it was gonna be interesting. But I think it was just like the depth of like the themes and everything like that. Because I'm quite an empathetic person, so I feel quite strongly. So some of it I was like, oh no, oh God. But that is the beauty of acting, is that you don't actually have to go through what your character is. And it's been like a really interesting experience for me. But yeah, I mean, like when I first read, some of the script that you sent me, I was a bit like, wow. But it was something that we, the character was something that we kind of like rolled into. Because at first, I think like what a lot of actors do is that we're so used to just like sight reading stuff and just sending in like one audition for it that you don't delve into like the meat of the script until you actually like book the role and start recording it. So it was something like that. Like I kind of looked at it and I was kind of like, okay, it's like a teenage girl. I'll just do like my usual like teenage girl voice, but it was like so much more than that. And like, yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, obviously very dark, extremely dark, but very
Yeah.
You were
interesting.
blindsided.
A
No,
little
for
bit.
sure.
But kind of no, because I know what you're like, and I was like, okay, this is like the most Max thing ever. Pretty
No,
much.
I was saying Katie was because Katie didn't know I existed until that audition came
Oh,
out.
really?
No,
Oh, really?
absolutely. Yeah, no. I will say I was
Oh.
excited at kind of how like dark and vulgar the concept was because I actually kind of dig that kind of content. Like, obviously love me some Hell of a Boss, love me some fucking like gosh darn has been hotel. And then obviously like a lot of the abridged stuff that I grew up watching would kind of delve into that kind of like darker humor, although you
Yeah.
definitely won the gold medal in really digging into it. But that kind of comedy is kind of fun. And so I kind of knew this was a game that even if I wasn't in it, I would totally be playing with my friends and just doing like whenever me and my friends play visual novels together, just like we'll just get in a call and just read the dialogue together for sillies. The writing in this game is phenomenal and
Yeah.
really funny. And I actually had a friend recently that did not know I was in it that I've played like visual novels with before that we played just like silly or weird ones. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, have you like heard of this game?" And I was like, "What? Tell me about this game. What is this?" And no, it was really funny. So no, I had not heard of Max or ever had the pleasure to meet him. But then when we got in a call, we were just like shooting the shit. And when I got to be more involved with the game, I was intrigued to see like if people would dig it because it's a very specific, I'd say niche
Yeah.
kind of humor.
Yeah.
And people seem to be responding to it like, positively and maybe negatively. I don't know. I've only seen the positive. But
Yeah,
it's
same.
obviously dark stuff. So like fair if it's not somebody's cup of tea. But I think it's really fun and really interesting. And I like stuff that kind of pushes the edge, like pushes something to the
Yeah.
edge and sees what it can explore when it comes to like the line. And I think it does a pretty fun job from the stuff that I've seen and recorded.
Yeah, I
To
agree.
all right, I guess to refresh his question, for you, Katie, you were asking, what were you asking about the lines? Like, was there a line in particular, or that like jumped out during the session, or what were you asking?
My question was just what were their first impressions on reading their lines for the first time, like of their character?
Okay, okay, fair enough. Sorry.
Okay, I hope I
Um,
answered that.
Yeah,
They did.
same.
no,
Sorry
You
if
guys,
I
you guys
wasn't.
both
okay.
answered.
Hell
I
yeah.
thought he asked something different. Sorry, that's my bad.
No worries.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So who's up next? Again, this is the lovely Class of '09 actor Q&A. Does somebody else have a new question for us?
Yeah, I have a question here. So when you were doing the sessions and you were doing a little bit back and forth on the stage directions, were there any stage directions you got that were really weird or funny, or like when you got them you just had no idea what he was asking for at all?
Not really, because you're quite clear and, like, for lack of a better word, blunt when you want something to be a certain way.
Yeah, you definitely
And
have a vision and you stick to it.
yeah, exactly. And I like that. I kind of like I like it when things are clear, because you work sometimes with directors and they don't really know like what their vision is and like what they're after. They kind of just sort of let you roll with it. So it was nice to the fact that you actually did have like a concrete idea in your mind and you wanted to achieve that. So I found it pretty cool. I don't know about you, Katie.
Yeah, no. I mean, you've definitely known Max longer, so you've had like a lot more, I guess, experience with like his directing style and like all the sessions. I only have like the few that I've gotten, but I'd say that's fairly accurate. I mean, I can't speak for like actors' experiences across the board, but it definitely is refreshing going into a session. And I work with a lot of clients, right? Like, I've worked with like people zooming in from Japan to people that are just like, hey, I have like this original like student animation thing and I'd love to like cast you for it. And like they have no experience in the professional world, but they have a dream. And I'm like, heck yeah, let's make some art. And those sessions are fun and fulfilling in some ways, but they're also very draggy because I feel like I'm, doing the bulk of the work, which is fair in terms of like directing and like interpreting their script. And they're just kind of like, yeah, do it like, do something like that again. Make it more green. It's like, what do you mean? Green isn't, there's no voice green.
Green.
What? Yeah. It's like, I don't, a little more beige. So yeah, no,
Yeah, what does it
you're
mean?
definitely way more direct than the array of clients that I've had.
Yeah, I think so too.
Thank you. Some people love it, some people hate it, but luckily, thanks to Steam, it's 100% positive. We haven't
Ayo.
had a bad review in the last 30 days, so yeah,
Heck
apparently
yeah.
it works. I guess it works. So let's see. But thank you to both of you. Let's go to yeah, who has our next question here? What's going on?
Do you have any headcanons for the character you voiced?
I mean, me personally, not really, because I feel like there's so many different cool ways that the story is acted out and different possibilities that I feel like most of it is covered. I mean, if it's down to me personally, I don't really have a headcanon, but I would be interested to see like a kind of a prequel, I guess, of how they ended up moving there and a bit more story. But that's just me, just because I find all that kind of stuff interesting. But no, not really any headcanons specifically. I feel like a lot of it is covered. There's a lot of different options, and yeah, that's my answer.
I didn't before, but the idea of me saying something and it becoming canon does appeal to me. And so I will state now that I believe she really likes cheese puffs. I know that's controversial, but I'm going to go on record and say from the beginning, I knew that she loved cheese puffs. And if the creator says otherwise, then I'll be sad. And that's
You're
my
saying
answer.
otherwise.
How could
Otherwise.
be?
My favorite word.
Oh,
Write that down. Epic
cheese
lore.
puffs. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes the
Cheese,
puffs,
yeah,
not
take
the
all the
curls.
sodium nitrate.
Yeah. Like she loves to get like Cheeto
let's see.
dust all over her fingers and like just play video games and there's just cheese puffs everywhere. I love
It
it.
sounds like somebody's
Oh,
fetish.
no.
I don't want to delve too far into this.
I want cheese puffs now.
They're so good.
Oh no. Okay, let's see. So no, but that's a good headcanon to wish for. So yeah, what is our who's our next question here? Oh, also I'll say this. If you're standing by and you have a question that you want to ask, make sure your microphone is unmuted unless you have like a bunch of background noise. That'll help us like know who to go to. But yeah, who has our next question here? Let's throw the microphone around.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. TTC.
Yeah, so what scene in the game would you want to experience in real life the most if you had to choose one?
Oh no.
Hopefully none of them.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
like-
double down with you there.
Those are not some situations that I'd want to put myself in under any circumstance. I guess if I could answer that in some way, I guess like having the catharsism. How do you say it? Like the cathartic
yeah.
catharsis. That's the word. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
couldn't words for a minute there. The catharsis of being able to just talk to people that way when they're like rude to me or were bullying me or whatever, just to like go straight for the jugular, just to have that bravery to like have that ability to just have like that would be so great.
That's a
Like
good point.
yeah.
I wish I had that level of venom sometimes. maybe.
Same, yeah.
Like I don't
I'm
know,
like,
man.
especially when
It's
I was in
brutal.
school, I would have loved that to like just be able to just be completely venomous and just like go straight and then just have it so that people just never talk to me or bother me again.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would wish for if I could wish for anything, was to be as
Why
as
don't you do
cool.
that?
Because I'm not that witty in the moment. I get really
Yeah, in
angry,
the
and then
moment
that
it's
clouds
hard.
my. In the moment, it's hard. It clouds my judgment because I just get really angry.
Like if
But
I had
yeah,
hate
I
breath,
See,
maybe.
I have
but-
no problem with doing that.
Well, I know you don't, Max, but
Yeah, like,
not all of us can be so
dude,
witty
yeah,
and
bro, it's not about being witty. I don't think it's witty. It's just like I don't. You can't be afraid to tell people to fuck off, and that and
I think that's the thing as
when
well,
you don't
yeah.
like the theme of the first game, not so much the second game, but definitely the theme of the first game is that especially for women, if you don't know how to tell people to fuck off, your life is going to like you know consequentially get worse. Like I think it's like pretty mapped, and so that's what I've seen is like I've never seen things like go really well for somebody when they're like always unconditionally nice, and it just ends up in people getting used. And so that was like a big theme of the first game from a social perspective. But well, I'll let Katie answer because I'm talking too much.
Sorry, I was reading the the class of '09 talk, and somebody said contact MatPat about the lore I dropped.
That's just a theory.
Got distracted. Oh my gosh. But no, I actually think I do have kind of a wholesome answer, which might throw this whole thing off its rails. But you know, it takes place in 2009, and honestly, I'd love to go back in time to 2009 and just visit some of like the stores and get like some of that old school anime merch and like go to like a
Yeah,
Coconuts or an FYE, which you might not know about LC, but like in the
no,
US,
we didn't
like
have that. Yeah, we had
yeah,
HMV, but we didn't have FYE.
no,
But
because yeah,
yeah, those were simpler times, man.
they
Like
really
I do
were.
miss them
I'll do it no
sometimes.
more.
I mean, you know, yeah, simpler from like the perspective of like I was like 14 or something and like going to like a Hot Topic or an FYE and like all the anime stuff that was out, like your good like
Yeah, and just being
Inuyasha and Tensei
enthralled by all that
Yes.
so easily.
And like the going to cons back then too.
Yeah, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
God,
yes.
I would the amount of money I'd pay to just relive parts of like early conventions just because
Yeah,
it was such a
same.
different culture and it was what
Yeah,
like kind of raised me and I do miss that
So
sometimes.
yeah, me too.
so you wouldn't want to have Kelly's job at FYE? You wouldn't want that?
You know, maybe if I had her power to sass people, like, cause dear lord, she says some venom.
Well, that's good. Thank you for your answers. Who's got our next question here?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, okay.
So for both of you, do you have any like people or anyone you've met that have remind you of any of the Class of '09 characters? Like,
Sorry. Yeah. I actually had like someone just said, "Oh no." I had kind of like almost a visceral reaction to Crispin because I have met so many dudes like that at conventions, funnily enough, that it just like so desperate to impress like women in
Yeah.
particular that they will just be like haha yeah and they've got like no like a discernible personality at all. They're just like yeah that's cool haha and they just are just like so boring and annoying. And obviously poor old Jeffrey, I've met quite a lot of Jeffreys in my time, bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Katie?
This game, it feels like it perfectly captures that underlying antagonistic way that vibe that you sense from a lot of those guys that you might meet in the wild where they wouldn't
Yeah.
be that way fully on the surface, but it's truly like this game removes kind of a filter on both ends, right? Because it's like, you know, for the women that want to be like, fuck you, they actually get to say fuck you. And for some of
Yeah.
the guys that are like really revealing what they are and who they are, it's kind of refreshing having just like all the stuff down and seeing that and being able to like make
Yeah.
fun of it out in the open. And so like I don't think I've met anyone that represents the true caricatures that this showcases. However, all of the behavior I've seen in some fashion or another throughout my life. and it was really nice to be able to see characters saying "fuck that shit."
Yeah, exactly. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Like every time like Crispin comes up to them at any point and they're just like fuck off and leave. Like, it's just so great. Like I love it. It's so cathartic. So yeah. Kyla, I mean Kyla, like there's always is it Kyla? Yeah, he's kind of like more one of the more caricature. I mean, it's particularly for me, like the UK, like we don't have like those kind of like dumb jock types. You know, we got like sporty lads and all that kind of thing, but we don't have like someone who's so blatantly like, you know, like sort of rude to your face and kind of blunt like that. But Crispin and Jeffrey for sure were like the ones where I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah. And Hunter too. Yeah, I know that I've definitely like the boys that are just kind of a bit listless like that, you know, just kind of a bit like, yeah, you know, that met that as well. So yeah, those three in particular was just like, oh my lord. Like
That laughing
Like-
mood was, at the beginning was very concerning for a bit.
yeah, oh my gosh. Boys playing footy in that. Yeah, literally. Had so
good.
much of that in my high school.
The lunchroom scenes where they're just like where the girls are just saying wild shit. Although
Yeah.
to be fair, most of the scenes are just people saying wild shit. So
Yeah, exactly.
you know, I love that for this game. I love that for people that get to play this. It's just a roller coaster that's constantly going like down.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
exactly.
constantly the thrill.
What do they say that's so wild? I don't understand.
I think it's all the good Christian language that is really wild to me.
Yeah.
Katie, what's one wild line in Class of '09 that you can repeat here?
Oh no, don't.
Jeez, I can't. My memory, my shitty memory is saving me. But I do remember there was something.
See, this is how good of an actress she is.
Yeah,
Don't
you know,
put her on the
memorization.
spot.
There was something about
You
like
promised.
about getting matching shirts or something for white supremacists or something that was really dark. But I remember it was really funny.
Oh.
Whatever it was. I
Oh,
can't
you're.
remember though.
Oh, that's the first game. Kelly was more of a star in the
Oh,
second
right.
game.
No, that's true. That's
The
true.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the FYE
Yeah.
mostly in the second game. No, I can't remember a line. I am horrible.
I can't either, don't worry.
The
Well, thank
chat.
you very much.
Okay, let's not look at the chat.
Thank you.
Okay, who's up next? Again, this is our lovely Class of '09 actor Q&A with our very lovely, generous, highly talented voice actors for Nicole and Kelly, right here, all live. What is our next question here? Who's got one?
I got a question for both of the voice actors, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
So he mentioned like a TV show. What other like media from the early aughts, like early 2000s, that you guys like watch and hear and just kind of analyze to get into character? Like any music in particular, or movies, or commercials, even?
Yeah, I mean, because I think I mentioned earlier that some of the references I was given, in particular from Max, were The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. That was like a specific one that he actually sent me. In terms of like getting the way they talk and you know just the conversations they have and like you know the accent and everything. That was particularly what I got sent. I don't know if did you send that to everybody else, Max? I don't know. Like you sent that to me, but
No, I gotta clarify just for Danny. The concept of preparing for a role that barely exists in voiceover. You know, it's not really because it like dude the roles, you know, for an actor and like the actor's life, the roles come so quickly, and a lot of the time you're given an audition, they only give you the pages of what you're doing, and then they say bye.
yeah,
You know, and so
exactly. Yeah.
so that's the thing.
Or yeah, like in an attempt to give an answer that might be partially satisfying, because I 100% agree with Max and he's like correct there. But like one thing that you kind of, or one thing I can at least speak for me that I do as an actor that I've heard other people say that they do is like over time, you're auditioning for enough stuff, you're kind of defining your taste, you're kind of always learning from every role that you get, from everything that you're watching. And so you find things and niches that you kind of fall into, and you always just have those kind of in your arsenal, in your toolbox. And like one thing for me that I always enjoyed playing whenever I'd get the chance was kind of like snooty or prissy or just kind of bitchy a little bit. And like this
Yeah.
role wasn't, she's not like some stuck up heiress or something, but she's definitely like a little pompous. And, like all of them kind of have that kind of uppity valley girl kind of like really like kind of
Yeah,
thing
like
going
they
for them.
always think they know best. Because
Yeah.
I grew up like, I mean, I literally graduated from high school in 2008. So like I
Mhm.
pretty much was like not in high school like around 2008, but that's when I graduated. So
Yeah.
like I definitely was around like the kind of, a lot of my friends were like the quote unquote emo, who were,
Yeah.
you know, the loveliest people ever. But that sort of music from that time, and like a lot of the outfits that Nicole's wearing, like it was kind of nice to see that. And also like I sort
Yeah.
of took influence from that sort of time, you know, obviously from like what I remember being in the UK, but it was similar because it was such a similar time, like culturally, like, you know, in both countries. So seeing that and kind of living that again to a degree was funny.
For sure. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where
Yeah,
I would land, is we're always kind of learning stuff. And I like those characters that are like from Total Drama Island. Heather, hilarious. Like I love Heather. She's so bad and great, and just I think those characters always make the show. You absolutely need like, and this game is just exclusively like if Heather was just all of the characters.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like
literally.
exemplified. Yeah, I love me some total drama. Absolutely. Chat is loving some total drama. All right, campers, let's go.
That is all good. Yeah. So, what is it? What was his original question? Yeah, I already forgot it. I was wait. What was
Like what
It
it
was
it? Was it? Oh, the media listened to get into the role. Yeah. Okay. No, I got you.
mm,
Well, I've just been doing it my whole life, so don't
mm.
He's just
yeah. No,
living it.
yeah. Yeah. See, no one is more method than me because
Oh my
it's I don't know. It's wonderful. Yeah, I'm like Daniel Day Lewis, but just less successful. What do we got here? Okay. Who else wants to go up here? Anybody who has not asked a question yet? Anybody who has not asked a question yet? Who wants to be heard? Who wants to be known and loved and heard and felt as valid? Now is your time to talk. Don't be a little scared person.
I have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is kind of like continuing the last question, but did any sort of like personal events or like personal events like actually like inspired, like does your character's energy for the delivery, does it come from like just the references, or is there a little bit of like personal involvement in how you like went about delivering the performance?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I mean, me and Nicole literally couldn't be more different in terms of like how I am now. Like, I obviously, like, you know, like I previously mentioned, like I lived through those kinds of times and kind of had friends like that. But we're very, very different. And that's why this was interesting for me, because it was like not only like a different sort of voice, but also just like embodying sounding like a, you know, 17, 18-year-old, you know, American girl in 2008. So yeah, personally I didn't like put my own sort of like experiences or that kind of thing into it. But it was really interesting for me to like to perform. I know that doesn't sound like the most like in-depth crazy answer. Like sometimes it just be like that though. Like it's just pure like acting and everything. But I did learn like a lot from it. Like I think I mentioned this before. Like it was very like helpful for me, like accent wise, and sort of, you know, seeing more of what that time was like from an American perspective was very interesting. So yeah, I mean that's my answer. I don't know about you, Katie.
Yeah, I think I pretty much fall in the same vein. I'm very lucky that my life doesn't seem to coincide with Kelly's very much. Um, I feel pretty different from her, but like we were talking about earlier, we've experienced, in some form or fashion, kind of the stuff that this game is representing, and so like there might be lines every now and then where it's like, oh yeah, like definitely know this situation. Let's go. Let's just like extremify it. So yeah, that's about where I land too.
Every answer is, man, Max, I'm so glad I didn't have your fucking life. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
But that's all.
it's just the roast Max stream, right? That's what I signed up for.
Yeah. So okay, let's see. Uh, now we have no, but thank you for those answers, of course, as usual. Okay, looks like we only have 4 questions left, and then we're all gonna leave. Or wait, oh god, who has not asked a question? Natris. Let's go to him because I don't think he's asked his question yet. How do I say your stupid name?
Natris.
Natris. Okay, Natris. The
Yeah.
floor is yours.
Yeah, I don't really have a question about voice acting, but more off just the game in general. I don't doubt that a lot of the stuff in the game did happen. It's not too like out of the question for me to imagine. Did you get like a lot? I don't imagine that all of the things happened to you personally. Otherwise, I pray for you, my dear son. But were there like, did you like check like news stories about like local high schools that had some crazy stuff go on, or just anything like that, or is this all just from one high school?
It's from maybe only a couple high schools. Like, and for the record, my high school ended up on the news multiple times. So the fucking, there was and this was after I left, but there were my high school ended up on the news. Like what is it? Like I think like the principal covered up a bunch of sexual assault scandals, and so he got like fired or he
Oh
stepped
my
down.
god.
That was like 5 years after I graduated though. And then there was one time my kid got stabbed. There was a bomb threat called in. There was damn dude, there was there was a big one. Oh, there was a really racist one where this got all over Washington Post where a teacher told a Muslim girl to take off her hijab, however you pronounce that, and yeah, so that got on the news. There was a lot of stuff, but other stuff was like stuff that definitely happened in my high school, but I heard from other people who I just knew, and then the rest of it is like, guys I talked to in their respective high schools. Like I have particular friends. They have a lot of stories that ended up in the class of 09 games. And there's still more stories that haven't even been told yet. But yeah, that's sort of how that works. And that's the thing is like you're not gonna I mean, how many voiceover projects are based on like real stories? Like it's kind of never, it's because it's cartoons, it's fantasy, like Lord of the Rings didn't happen. I don't know if you guys knew that Lord of the Rings did not actually happen. I know it's
What?
I know.
Are
I
you
know.
kidding me? What?
But what's it called? But yeah, that's that. Okay, so let's go to the next. Let's go to Platypus Pancakes. You're the next up question of our last 5 questions.
Yeah. So my second question, like, you got the role and you saw that it was something really dark, but was there one particular line where you got to and you realized, oh, there's no line that we're not going to cross here?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot, pretty much like most of it. I mean, like from the very start with like, what happens to Nicole and her dad and everything, I was like, oh, here we go. But then like particularly with like the counselor and the coach, like there was like a really dark ending like with the coach in the first game. And I was just like, oh my God. Like it's just like, oh geez. But at the end of the day, like it's just, oh man, I didn't know. I was just kind of like, this is just so different from everything I usually do. And and when you're acting like that's yeah, I don't know, like it was just, oh man, I don't know about you, Katie, like it was very dark, but it's like you kind of just go like, this is, this makes for a very I'm trying to find the right word, sort of like very interesting, sort of piece of media because it's experience because like it's never sort of delved into like to that degree. But being Nicole and being able to like talk the way she does to a lot of the people that do this is very cathartic, which is my favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
So that is like the best thing. But yeah, I don't know about you.
Yeah, I truly don't remember any of the lines that I said, but I do remember when we were recording, definitely having feelings where it's like, oh wow, like this is really getting this is like dark. And then obviously hearing, clips from other actors that had like way darker stuff than me. So I don't think it ever, got to a point where there was something I didn't feel like necessarily like able to record, so to
Yeah.
speak. It's like it was just definitely very vulgar, but like and just very like aggressive. But that was,
Yeah.
that's acting. And like I knew
Yeah,
that
exactly.
like I was curious about the project and how it was gonna like move forward with that kind of thing. And it seemed to like come out pretty a-okay. Like so yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of my answer there. Crushed it.
And
Yeah.
what they're saying is their careers can't survive repeating one of their lines out of character. I think that's what I think that's what it boils down to.
Damn.
Pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
got
gonna
it. You got it, Chief. This
All right.
guy.
Yeah. I can repeat any of the lines if you want me to. But anyway, let's see.
Just looks up our
Uh,
scripts.
Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Now we're okay. These are one of the. Now we're at the last three. Literally golden. We'll give you the third to last.
Outstanding. So what was your reaction to getting called back to do the second game? And did you even think there was going to be a second game after the first?
That's a good
I-
question.
yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
question.
I think, I think like with me, I was just kind of like, if it happens, then awesome. I was happy to do a second one because I thought that the material was just so like, it was just such an interesting game. Like I feel like that there being more situations to expand on and more of it to happen was really cool. So I was definitely really pleased. I mean, it was a lot to get through. Like I had like over 2,000 lines, so it was like hours and hours and hours of recording. So I think the most difficult thing for me, like the only thing I was thinking was, oh god, there's going to be so many sessions to schedule. Because it was like I would try not to make them like too long because of all the other work I'm doing and all this kind of stuff. So I think like that was the only thing I was like, oh man, there's gonna be like, because when Max was like, oh, there's gonna be like more lines than you had in the first one because we're doing like more endings. She probably shit herself. No, I didn't shit myself, but I was definitely like, oh lord, how am I going to schedule all of this in? But I was more than happy to do it. Like I really enjoyed recording the first game, and I always love working with Max. And this game is like we were talking about earlier, it's just so fucking funny. Like it's really good script. And it's interesting watching people play it as well because like they react to it so like they're just laughing because like it's just so good. Like no matter how dark the material is, the quippiness of the script and just like how smart it is just brilliant. So yeah, I was definitely happy that there was going to be a second one.
Same.
Yeah.
And I like Kelly got a glow up. Like
Yeah,
she
she did.
so many lines. Cause yeah, I think the first one I didn't like have a lot going on there. But like yeah, my character definitely had a lot more to say. And I always love getting to perform, and like working with Max was really cool. So like yeah, when I got notified that I was coming back and I was doing more stuff, I was very stoked because I get to be in another game with this lovely girl named Elsie Lovelock, who's like really
Oh,
amazing.
same with you. I thought you sound like your voice is just so great. Like and in this game especially, like one thing I love, I mean this goes for like everyone as well, like the deliveries that like Max got out of every actor, like every actor in this game sounds like some of the best they've sounded in my opinion, because you just have such a way of like directing where it's like it sounds so natural, but like you just get this kind of performance out of them where it's just like not the usual reads that you hear, so everybody just has this chance to shine. And like, you know, Katie, your voice is just so good. And it was just so natural and like it was awesome. Like I absolutely loved. I'm really glad that Kelly got more material in this game because it's the
And
FYE scenes are
I
just so
love
fucking
listening to
hilarious.
you do an English, or to you doing an American English accent. Like, I forget. I honestly, there were a few times I was like, right. No, this isn't how she usually talks. That's awesome.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like it's a fun challenge, and I just think everybody sounded so good. And yeah, to answer the question properly, yeah, I'm very glad that there was a sequel for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'd like to what's it called? I have the numbers on Katie's Kelly roll. It went from 10 lines in the first game to 108 lines in the second game.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
So yeah, 10 times the lines, 10 times the money. I think that was actually the equation we went by. But yeah, so what was it? Fuck, what was this question?
Like,
Yeah,
were
were
you
we
excited to
excited?
see that there was a sequel? Going to be a sequel? Oh, sorry,
I
the
thought he was
re-up.
asking. I thought he was asking. Did you think there was going to be a sequel?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
a little bit of
Oh.
both. It was a little bit of both. Okay.
I
got
mean,
split two for
I
one.
hoped there would. I mean, to answer that in a nutshell, like I hope there would be, and I'm really glad that there was, and there was. So it was great. Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Oh, okay. See,
Maybe
that
there will
was
be a
very.
threequel.
See, the true answer is fuck no. This game was never gonna have a sequel. How awful is this? Who would like this? And the answer is all the
No.
psychos in this voice chat. So
The re-up.
Yes, the third game is just about Kelly going on an adventure to buy cheese puffs, and
Yeah, yeah.
and that's all I got.
Okay.
Re.
So, second to last question. We're getting close to the end, unless the actors would like to stay here and talk to you, which they don't. They don't like you. Second to
Wow.
last question. Second to last question. DeJounte, what is your question, my friend?
Yo, so if there is a third game, obviously there's a bunch of crazy personalities in both games, but like, are there like certain personalities you've come across in your life that you haven't seen in the game but you would like to see in the third installation?
Oh man, that's a really good question. Yeah, I just think like honestly, like the whole thing is just so funny. There's just so many possibilities, which is what I find really like what I would like to see. Like because there's just honestly like endless possibilities with the stuff that they could encounter and the things that could happen. Like I just think like yeah. So like sorry, I lost my train of thought, but like that's kind of what I would just any situation would just be so funny, and anything Max could come up with would be, you know, hilarious and interesting, and probably extremely dark. So like, yeah, anything.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I think that Max is a great writer, and I want to see how deep into his mind he will go. So if if he did
Yeah.
more, I would just be curious. I don't think I could come up with the dark crevices, the caves.
Yeah,
that his
yeah.
mind go to. So like, I'm just. Yeah, I point to him.
Yeah.
I just want to know what that man can create.
Yeah, just let him
That's what
be
I want to see. Is
unhinged.
him create more. That's all I want.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for answering my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking it. Thank you for asking it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, you got to go on mute. Yeah, there's some people in the background. We don't want to expose them for. Okay. Anyway, what do we got? And then I believe the last question of the night, because if you didn't react to the post, you don't get to ask your question, or you showed up late. Sorry. Last question of the night goes to Rogue, who I believe asked the first question.
Thank you for letting me be the first and last question. I feel special, bro. I feel like a special snowflake. I know. Anyway, my question is for pretty much like both of you, but also towards fucking Katie. I know. Hi. So just for a bit of context, because we do know like for re-up, there has definitely been a lot more like development for the side characters. Like there was definitely an ending for Ari, my girl, and like for Emily too. She was a big part in one of the endings as well. But you know, there's also like a lot of characters that haven't been tapped into yet. Like, you know, like Karen or like Megan in the theater. Kind of, it's like half-half. But
Mhm.
for Kelly, I was wondering if you guys had like any ideas, like if she had her own ending with Nicole, what do you think would be like the crazy shenanigans she'd go up to with, with Nicole? Yeah, that's my question.
No,
Oh, you go first, Katie.
yeah, I honestly don't know. Like I I'm just gonna pull a full 180 and say that I would hope they would be best friends and go on a road trip and eat lots of snacks and have like really deep conversations that end in chaos. Cause I would love to see a mix of like really good, wholesome, like femme supporting femme energy, and then it just go buck wild. So that's my take.
That's kind of Nicole and Jekko when you think about it.
Yeah. No,
Ah.
I know. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, I could just
What?
honestly watch the retail adventures of Nicole and Kelly forever. Like, I honestly just thought like that whole bit with FYE was so funny. Like, I could just watch like a whole game of the different kinds of customers that would come in and
Yeah.
how they would deal with it, with Kelly trying to be like really peppy and covering up Nicole's, cynicism. Like, I just, that is in itself is just such a golden concept. So I'd love to see more of that.
All right. Well, thank you for
Thank you.
answering.
Thank,
Asking.
thank you for your question. And I'd like to thank our two esteemed actors, are very talented, wonderful, generous with their time. Other compliments for our actors. You did a lovely job in answering all of your questions and putting up with how awkward all of you are. And I just
Not
think
at
that.
all.
Awesome.
You're such a meanie.
Well, yeah. Well, I wrote the game, so yeah. Yeah. But thank you. Let's all go on unmute and give a loud round of applause right
Oh
now.
God.
Oh
If you
God.
don't unmute, you're banned from the server.
Oh shit.
Oh heck.
Bravo. Bravo.
Whoa, baby.
Good job.
Let's
Gabe.
go.
I love it.
Oh my
Man.
That actually sounded so legit, like an actual applause in the room. That was brilliant. I've never heard like a full-on applause over Discord.
Never.
That was great. Oh, thanks, guys. Honestly, it's been really fun, and you guys are great. And I'm really like grateful that you all, have been supporting the game and playing it. And yeah, it's just been awesome. I'm really, had a good time.
And we want you to PayPal Elsie and Katie all the money in your PayPal account. We want
Oh
that too.
God.
I'll do it.
My lord.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Yeah, he has 50 cents in his PayPal.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
got like
Right.
one p.
50 cents.
Me
50
last
cents.
dollar.
Oh my
One
God.
I got a
cent.
$30 Best Buy card if you want that.
Whoa.
Well, hold on now. Now that's the gift that keeps on
$3
giving.
Panera card.
$3.
Oh, yeah.
That's like half a piece
No,
of bread.
I'm boycotting Panera.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh,
frick.
man.
Oh my food.
Panera
Oh,
discontinued the
God.
spicy mustard. They are no longer worth going to.
To the ground, they will burn.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's
Oh,
an
that's
anti-Semitic
scary.
establishment. I don't support that.
Get them.
Anyway,
I don't have any
Oh,
push, right?
shit.
but yeah, I think that's yeah. Unless who was new that got in here? Was anyone new that came into this at like the tail end?
Guess
not.
not.
All right, that's good. Or they're very shy. They're very shy people.
I have a
This,
question. Is there any
region-
other girls in here, bro? Shit. I'm sorry.
Your fucking sister.
Oh yeah. Hi.
Hi,
Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Oh my
Love
God.
that. That was perfect. What a
I love
perfect way
the
to end
Barbie
it.
movie.
I know, me too. Let me go say again.
Oh yeah.
Max is
The
like-
conservatives have had a problem with the Barbie movie. What is? Why do they have a problem with the Barbie movie? What's going on?
Oh, come on.
don't
Let's
like
not get
women.
into that.
It's because
They don't
Ken is
like
so
women.
powerful, man.
It's because it's so pretty and pink
Yeah.
and sparkly.
Yeah.
It's because Ryan
exactly.
Gosling is
Yeah.
literally me.
No.
Get 'em.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
are
I
Ken.
am Ken.
I want
so,
to see
I am literally
Barbie
Ken.
movie
I am
You are
literally
in
Ken.
Class of 09.
I can.
I want to see the Class of 09 cast in Barbie movie. I want
Yeah. Oh my God. I
That
want
would
to see them all like
be
in the pink
wild.
outfits.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Nicole
some
is
fan art
Margot
that somebody
Robbie.
gets together.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
that's the perfect way to end it.
Perfection.
Let's go through. Oh yeah, they even Kelly got some fan art. If you scroll up high enough in the fan art tab.
Oh, oh my gosh. Hold the frickin'
As
frickin'
she
gotta scroll
should.
up.
on. Let's see.
Everyone do
And
more.
then there's a
like,
work in progress of Nicole. Work in progress of
Yes.
Nicole, and then
I'll be
Close
class
up
of 09. Someone do it, please.
My
Kelly
God.
with cheese puffs with a Barbie outfit. Like,
I would die.
yes.
That would be
Who
so
who would you
good.
want to play yourself in the live action adaptation?
Who would I want to play Kelly?
Yeah.
Obviously Ryan Gosling.
Nice.
Ryan Gosling.
And the FYE.
Dude, we
just-
literally can.
Yes. I am enough.
Oh, that's great.
they got candy corns at the grocery store now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Halloween
Well,
stuff.
I think just because it's late for me, I think I'll probably be the first to head off just because I'm getting a little bit sleepy. But I just want to say, yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It was lovely getting to talk to you all, and thank you for great questions. This honestly was very, very pleasant and actually very organized. So thank you so much, and yeah, thank you again for supporting the game. Yeah, and thank you. That was really fun.
It was so nice to see you again, Elsie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you too. We need to catch up properly sometime, but it was
I
really lovely to
agree.
spend this time with you. You're such a
Yeah,
ray of
and congrats
sunshine.
on all of your things, especially
Oh,
the most
thanks.
recent things. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thank you.
So cool.
Thanks
and
so
you
much.
go to bed. But yes, it was so nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so lovely to talk to you, my darling, and thank you so much, everyone. And I'll I'll be popping back in the server and saying hi, and yeah, thanks everyone, and thanks Max as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Care.
John as the Nihon
Yeah.
Jinsei.
Yeah, I'll probably hop off in like 2 minutes. But yeah, no, this was super cool. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Max, for hosting this.
Oh, thank you. Of course, thank you for coming and putting up with these people. You see, Elsie was very nervous. Elsie was very nervous to get in here. She thought you were a bunch of savage wild animals. As well, I know that
We
you're savage
are.
wild animals.
We are, yeah, we
I
are.
hope I'm not.
And so
Yeah, stop
it
lying.
was my job.
Okay.
See, I was the lion tamer that had to get everybody together here to act civilized and ask proper questions that were not very personal and odd and awkward. So thank you all for being on your best behavior while we had the illustrious voice talents who brought Nicole and Kelly to life for us.
Woo.
Thank you all.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
let's see here. Katie, we got to ask them some questions. Hold on. What are some
Oh,
questions we can ask
shit.
them?
All right.
see.
So,
right.
do y'all like spicy Cheetos or
Extra hot
regular?
Cheetos. Extra hot
Extra
Cheetos.
hot?
I like
Extra
spicy
hot.
cheese
Well,
puffs.
I do it.
Only extra hot.
Spicier,
hold
fine.
on.
Cheetos kind of suck.
Oh
S-
my
yeah,
You're
God.
spicy
boring.
wins.
You're boring.
Damn.
Banned.
Yeah.
Banned.
Cheetos do
Get out of here.
suck.
Man.
Have you guys ever had hot Cheetos with lime? Those go
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yes.
regular
Never.
ones. Wait, okay.
Hot sauce?
Like the ones that are sold or the ones that you make yourself? Because I do that shit all the time.
I do both.
either or.
I do
I
both.
I don't like the ones that come in the bag. I kind of make my own. I like to make my own.
Make your own cheese puffs?
Here.
Hold the phone.
I think he made his flavor, right?
Oh, I see. I
Cheese
see.
puffs.
Make your
Make
own.
it
He means he throws a lime in the bag.
That's
Yeah, I
fair.
throw just a whole lime in the
Okay,
bag.
Literally just cut in half,
okay.
squeeze, and bam.
Delicious.
You want spicy cheese puffs? Just get some hot sauce. There you go.
You know, good point. Like cheese puff,
Oh,
like
wait, Katie.
yes.
Katie, you
Oh,
should
sorry,
open
go
a PO
ahead.
box
It's
and we'll
black,
send
I'm
you
black.
like big ass like barrels of like cheese puffs.
My lord.
Lifetime supply of
Don't
cheese
let them
puffs.
bomb you. Do not let them bomb your house.
Never.
No,
give
we'll
them
Don't listen to
totally
him.
send
Don't
cheese
listen to
puffs.
him.
and
Trust
we'll-
me.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cheese
Oh,
puffs.
Do not-
wow! Look at this
Oh,
big
okay.
shoebox. Look at this big shoebox I'm gonna send you.
Oh,
Wow.
My
Somebody
mom
gonna
will be
over
inside the cheese
like
puffs.
two
That's gonna be
days
late for
over.
an aphrodisiac.
What?
My
If
lord.
Katie
What?
gets murdered,
Oh my God.
Don't
He's taking it
open
a
up.
whole step further.
Don't open up a PO box because that will eventually happen. Trust me.
You
No
know,
PO box.
how about I make an Amazon wish list and just put one thing on it, and it's just cheese puffs. We see what happens.
Bet.
You're gonna get. You're unironically gonna get like
Let's
30
go.
orders. You're gonna get like 30 orders.
So much
The
Cheetos.
delivery guy's gonna think you have a problem. This is gonna be rough.
I
Ma'am,
do
why
have
do
a
you have
problem.
30 orders of cheese puffs?
You know, you guys think this is a bit. This is how I
No,
live.
I think you should put different brands of cheese puffs, so that you just get a bunch
Yeah.
of different cheese puffs.
Yeah,
That's a
like
YouTube
different.
idea.
Okay, but
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we're on this topic, I do have another very serious question. So
Oh,
when you're
okay.
enjoying your puffs or whatever which have you delicious crispy treat that you enjoy, what
To compare
sody
contrast.
puff do you pair it to? Like
I do
what-
Arizona's. I do Arizona's.
I do
Fanta.
Dr. Pepper, bro.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah!
Pepsi. I love me a good
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Dr.
Black
Pepper gang, Dr. Pepper
Pepsi's-
gang.
if I'm doing
Pepper.
soda, it has to be Pepsi. It has to be
Right?
Yeah.
Pepsi.
No,
Love
Pepsi
Pepsi.
with cheese puffs is the go-to combo.
Pepsi
for
with
sure.
cheese
Yeah.
puffs.
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Man.
Pepsi.
Raspberry
Like
Is
Fanta.
that the
works.
Kelly combo right there?
The Kelly
the
combo.
It's the
That's
wombo.
Kelly. What is it? Girl, it's a girl dinner. Right there.
Girl dinner.
Girl dinner.
Cheese
Girl
puffs and
dinner.
and Pepsi.
I got a question. I got a question for the audience here. This is a very loaded question, and that's the kind of
Oh.
questions we like here.
Oh.
Okay. If you could have one of the characters from Class of '09 to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, which character would it be?
Oh,
now we
fuck.
get
Jekka.
to analyze.
Oh my
Jekka,
god.
Jekka.
Jekka.
The coach. The coach.
Oh,
The
shit.
coach.
Jekka
The
too.
coach.
Oh,
The
okay.
coach.
That
boy's
Top
dead.
of my head, Jekka.
Oh my god.
FBI, this guy right here.
Yeah, can I? Oh shit.
Okay, one at a time. Go ahead.
Jekka.
Oh my-
Can I have more than one?
Jekka.
Jekka.
You can have more than one.
Kyler. I ain't gay, but Kyler.
Kyler.
That's the right
That-
kind
that
of
is
energy.
gay,
The
though.
homo.
I
Jekka.
want. Okay.
Oh.
I want Nicole, Kelly, Ari, and Emily all together. It's like an orgy.
The whole area.
Yes.
Surprised with that?
Yeah, they're minors for most of the game, so you
Yeah,
have the
you-
FBI on
they
you.
say
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
apparently 18 in the
I
about
didn't-
me.
They
About,
are
so
all
I don't
18
know.
in the description.
Oh,
It
that's
says
true.
apparently. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, I actually have a question. You said that they're 18, but in one of the lines, I remember because I played the first game a few days ago, Nicole says she's 16.
Yeah, she lied. She lies constantly. Duh.
She lies constantly. Make people look bad.
Gaslighting.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Kitty's
I like the
texting that she has to
principal.
go. Yeah, I knew it.
What?
Yeah.
You're silly.
Miss
That's
Lynn.
crazy.
All right.
Didn't want to
Well,
distract.
everybody
Oh my
has
god.
everybody says say bye to Katie.
Goodbye.
Bye, Katie. It's been
Katie.
fun.
Bye,
Barbie.
Bye, Barbie.
Bye,
Bye,
Barbie.
Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Bye, Barbie.
Bye,
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 Barbie.
Again. Bye.
God, that was.
That was
All right,
fun.
go. All right, now that they're gone, 8 mode.
8 mode, yeah.
Uh,
No,
uh,
Max is
yeah,
still in
quick
here.
question.
Max is still in here.
There's still too many people for 8 mode.
I'm still in here.
Yeah, he's still in here.
SBA,
I know.
quick
We,
question.
we,
Yeah. I've voiced a couple characters in Class of '09 myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
counselor. The
Okay.
counselor.
No, that was someone else.
Do you
That's not
motherfuckers don't even
enough.
check the casting? You don't even check the casting.
That's the first thing I should-
yeah, you did Kyler.
It's Kyler
Yeah, it's Kyler.
Jeffrey.
and Crispin.
Not
No,
Jeffrey.
no, Daniel
Oh,
does
what?
Jeffrey.
Not
Oh, what?
Jeffrey.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you do a future Q&A, will you have some of the male voice actors come in here and do like some questions? Aside from
Sure,
yourself.
but I'm basically, I'm like half the male characters. Let's
So
see.
what about
Daniel.
what about the guy that does Hunter? I can't think of his name right now.
Michael Potok.
Yeah.
That's Reno. Yeah.
That's not memory, by the
or
way. I have the
Michael
game
Potok.
pulled up right now.
Filipino
Nice.
Unite.
I gotta meet another Hunter to Hunter.
I like Hunter. Yeah, I like Hunter.
As a
Braxton.
hunter, as a hunter myself, we gotta communicate.
As
Yeah.
a hunter myself, bro. What?
Yeah, I don't think saying it like
you
that. Saying
kidding,
it,
bro? That's
saying it like
crazy.
that is weird, man. Saying it like that.
Hunter gatherer lifestyle.
You just got the name right.
As a hunter myself.
I like
That's
farming.
crazy.
No, you don't.
What?
Stop lying to yourself.
Minecraft is real.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself. You're on Discord.
Right.
Only like
Hell, you
other
won't.
people.
You guys.
Why would
you
someone
guys
lie
have
on the
some fucking
internet?
problems.
You
There's no
think
reason
someone
to lie on the
I do.
internet.
There's so many damn people here. I probably even talked to like 50% of you people. Or no, let's say 80. 80%.
They're too
of you
scared to get in
people.
VCC.
Yeah.
Bro, get in VC.
Yeah, the
for
late
real.
night
This is-
max VCs. It's great.
Right, they go
Oh, man,
hard.
Michael
We saw
Jackson.
Peer pressure
public
them into VC.
execution. We saw a
Oh.
public execution, bro.
Still,
Y'all should
that's
have been
gonna be in
there.
my memory.
I know. That's a
Core memory.
it's a core
People are
memory.
living.
Yeah, it was a happy memory.
Yeah, see, it was gonna happen eventually. People are gonna start trickling down. But I know my OGs, bro. I know my OGs.
Are we staying in
Shout
here?
out. I'm
Yeah,
staying.
yeah, man.
I always
I'm
wanted to
staying.
join.
Then join.
Join, bro. No one's,
Yeah.
I
no
was
one's
getting my
scary, dude. They
gallbladder
won't kill
removed at the
you.
time.
Except for SBN, but they won't kill you.
You don't bite.
One fear.
Yeah. Bro.
That was fucking.
Like I remember
That
seeing
was
like
fun.
what is it, Elsie and SBN sitting in there, just like who's gonna join first.
I waited a bit for people to trickle in, and then like as soon as he got in, there was like 5 people. I'm like, oh shit. I guess everyone was just jumping in.
Yep.
I took a little.
No, bro, I was
nap.
shitting myself like a couple of minutes before this. I'm not gonna lie.
Should've got to the
Nah, dude,
restroom.
I was
Why?
waiting. I was waiting to join.
No, we were talking.
They were
about
there?
him.
Talking
Olin and I
to
were just
two pretty
waiting.
girls, I can do it.
No, we're all about men up in here.
Yes,
Boys
I can
club.
talk
It's
to you all
called-
because you're all are men.
It's called homosexual for a reason.
None of you guys are real. You guys are all voices in my head.
Yeah.
I'm a
I'm a
robot. I'm
cow.
not real.
I'm staring at a
What?
pixel
You
screen.
got the
and you guys
schizo
are all
rambling.
voices.
Yeah, I'm all
You are
AI.
all AIs.
You are all. You guys are not real. You guys are
AI
figments,
generated.
figments
up,
of my
wake up.
imagination.
Wake up.
Yeah, you're just talking to your
Wake up,
hand.
wake
You're
up.
just
You died in a car
talking
crash.
to
Wake
your
up, wake up.
Emojis on the screen.
You guys are incredibly racist. This is abhorrent.
What?
I can't even-
How is this racist?
Whoa, whoa.
We have not said nothing about race at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love
You need
racing.
to focus on it to be
Yeah, you need to
anti-racist.
say it.
You're just. Well, I mean, wait.
Yeah,
Do you like
you-
Class of 09?
Yes.
Yes,
Did
Yeah.
you enjoy the white nationalism ending?
No.
It was kind of
Yeah.
funny, but
it was
Nation
funny.
of
No.
Islam bombed them.
Pretty good.
I like it, yeah, when they
Uh,
bomb the building.
And they killed
See,
Jeffrey.
No school.
You think racism is?
I think
No,
Rick's
core-
is funny.
No,
Listen,
the
man,
first game,
it's
the
a
first
core
game,
part of the
art
game. It's a
teacher.
core part of the game.
It's a canon event.
No.
No, the first game, the teacher, the art teachers, white supremacy ending. That was peak right there.
Which one?
what the
The
fuck?
secret ending.
No, the one he like took her out to like the field to take pictures. of
That
her
was just the
pale
beginning,
skin.
though.
Yeah, that was like at the
Oh,
show
the
beginning.
beginning,
Wasn't it? At the
bro.
beginning.
I really
No,
thought
'cause
this man was gonna say, "Oh yeah, the peak ending of Class of 09 was when the Puerto Rican ending." That was
Bingo
just
from the mall,
crazy.
whatever.
Working them fields.
Oh.
What prompted you to say that?
Yeah.
What?
What the
See,
fuck?
see, that's a
Outta
racist
here.
right there. You can
Yeah,
you can say that to him.
Mods crushes school.
No, it's
Mods
fine where this
blows
guy
now,
lives.
so.
Yeah. Who said that shit? Say the racism shit
Oh,
right
now he's silent. Now he's silent. Now he's
Yeah,
silent.
now they don't want to say shit. I
Yeah,
see.
speak up.
Racism.
Speak up.
Yeah, be proud of your racism.
Be loud and proud.
Yeah, be loud and proud.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Why do you want people to be
Whoa.
racist?
What?
Who said that?
Who
Shit.
said that? That's
Who said
crazy.
that?
That was
That's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know who said that. Y'all are crazy, bro. I swear.
Crazy.
I think you're
I swear,
crazy.
Max is regretting
You're an Ari
making this
fan.
community every single second.
Honestly, when you make a
would.
game like this,
When
you
you
kind
game
of
about like weirdos, yeah, you kind of.
you're gonna find a race. You're gonna find an actual racist or pedophile in here somewhere.
There
I know
was a
that. for
racist.
sure.
Yeah,
There was a
no,
racist.
pedophile.
Yeah,
There
there was a
pedophile.
pedophile. That was
Oh,
the
Yeah,
God.
the first
There
game.
you
Oh, what do you
go.
know?
The
What do you know?
first day,
We've
first
already
like
come
3 hours, motherfucker got banned and literally speed running.
See, there you go. See, it's good to know your audience. Really.
Does that guy still
Yeah,
tweet?
divide-
Build a
diversity.
positive community.
Yes. From
So
trash
the
This
to
Moloch
community
guy-
is not positive at all.
This
The,
is the
Moloch
the-
dude, I managed to fucking get him. Dude, I'm so powerful. I didn't have to ban him. I just made it so unbearable for him to where he left, like just on his own accord.
I know that was such a power move.
Oh, you didn't kick him or ban him?
Yeah, no, you just left.
No, he
He
left.
just left. He
Like,
deleted
I
his
was like,
message and left.
That has got to be the
He did
craziest
not admit
character
defeat.
ever.
Yeah,
Holy
we weren't
shit!
racist enough.
Bro, he wasn't
tried harder,
racist.
harder.
He just hated ethnicities.
That was his line.
yeah, he said that he.
Yeah,
he said,
no,
yeah,
I
he said he
rem-
wasn't racist, but he hated at this.
I remember.
Which is such a like weird answer.
I remember we were all in the voice call with him, and then it got chalked up to "I'm not racist, but I'm European."
See, the problem is
It's literally what
was
what he
Hungarian.
said.
it's a major red flag when he goes, "I'm not racist,
But you know, I do hate these people.
However,
but off yourself." That's what.
Gay or European.
Gay or European.
Oh my god.
God damn it, that's gonna be my head. That song.
That was a catchy song.
It is.
Yeah, fucking years. It's hard to
Fucking-
guarantee.
It was in my
oh, yeah,
goddamn
and
head
it's
while I
gonna
was.
be pretty hard to get the. Or wait, yeah, there's lag. All right, I'm just gonna keep talking. The fucking well, it's gonna be pretty hard to get male actors in here. I mean, maybe Drew will show because he doesn't give a shit. But other guys, I don't know if they want to get in here because a lot of them did just pretty much voice pedophiles. So that's gonna be pretty hard to secure. So like the guy who voices the counselor, I'm not sure how much he wants to be associated with that role.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't blame him for that one.
Yeah, you
I
do
don't
not
blame
want
him.
it on your
I don't
portfolio,
blame him for
bro.
that one.
I
It
mean,
is not
Like,
going
yeah,
on.
you
You're
site.
handing
I
your
could do a
resume.
little like pretending like maybe Coach Colby or
You
Daniel,
can't-
trying to
you
get them
can't
in
win.
here.
Coach Colby would be funny.
You also you also can't win in that situation because it like if like okay, you don't look like a pedophile if you do the role bad, but if you do the role really good and like you portray it really well, then people are like, "Wait, have you done this before?"
You're like in an interview, so like, so what roles have you done before?
Especially the counselor's dialogue and how he pulled it off.
Hey, just do a
Damn.
little twirl. Absolutely not.
That's horrible, bro.
Absolutely not.
Do a
Let's
little
see who else.
twirl.
There's Connor Quinn would be pretty cool to get in here, but he he doesn't do enough lines like to have a piece to like talk on.
So just make another game where he does talk more. That simple.
Give him the
Oh my
give him the
God.
Kelly treatment.
And then
Give him all the Kelly
Tomar
treatment.
didn't do enough lines. Like somebody has to have done at least like 100 lines to like come in and talk about it. Like, or I don't know, like fucking Katie did 100 lines. Like she wasn't really like she didn't really remember anything from it. Like you have to like fuck, what is it? You got to have at least like 200 lines to like talk on it. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe 150. So like Kaylee would be able to talk about it because she had like 1,000 lines. Like she'd have more connection to it. Who else would have like Kira Buckland would have more connection to it, but she's probably way too busy to get in here. Who else, man?
What about Daniel?
I don't know, dude. It's Daniel didn't voice in the game. Daniel is an ant that needs to be squashed off the face of society.
Oh my god.
I hope Daniel gets stranded in Florida again when he went to go see Oppenheimer.
I mean,
Yeah.
if Daniel would join voice chat more, I think it'd be a lot more, excusable.
Well, you're gonna have to tag Daniel and get him in here.
Everyone,
shit.
tell us
Everyone,
Daniel,
please
let's get him
call
in
in.
here.
Every-
Tag
Secret
Daniel.
watches.
You say that like he literally wasn't in the voice channel, not like the other day.
I know he's been here a couple
He's
times.
been here,
I
but
know
I'm
that
just
for
like,
sure.
I didn't want to
hey,
bring his name up again.
I want to say, did anybody have a question that they didn't get to ask in time? Is there anybody in here who didn't get that? Somebody who came in here late?
I'm
I
happy,
don't
man.
think so.
I'm
I'm
letting
happy.
you
I
know.
remember my question.
I fumbled my one question. I'm
Okay.
good.
I had another question for you, but then I just completely forgot it.
You gotta write them down,
Uh-huh.
boy.
I'll
Yeah,
go
man.
for one. Were there any scenes you were sad didn't make it into the final cut? Anything like, or did you get everything you needed?
You can ask the actors that.
Are you not?
Well, I mean, you were the one who produced. You had the final say in a lot of stuff.
Oh no, I mean, but, like, dude, like straight up, like when I make that, I figure out the story stems, and then I can like imagine what the story stems are going to be. I don't recall like cutting anything significant from anything. Maybe I cut down like a couple lines here and there, but like that was like, what I mean cut out is like they existed on the paper for like maybe an hour and then they were taken out. Like, but no, like there was no. Like when I produce something, like I just go straight through. I get the plan. I make the little structure, and then I just go straight through. Yeah. I'm looking at the Daniel. Man, his name still has white supremacist in quotes, and he has not changed it
He has
at all.
never
Yes.
changed it.
I
That's
think he doesn't
crazy.
know
You
how to.
did that.
I don't think he
That's
doesn't know.
fucking- That's
I
so
think he doesn't know that
powerful.
you
No,
can
I
change
Really
it.
changed.
powerful.
I changed his name. He's able to change it at any time, and he did not change his name back. Wait, are you guys able to change your nicknames?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like try
Edit-
change
edit
one of
server
ours, and then we could
profile.
try to change it back.
Yep. Change it.
So I'll change.
Yay.
I'll change.
Golden's.
Nani, the fucking weirdo. I'll change his name.
Let's go,
Oh,
dude.
Unlucky.
I will wear this badge proudly.
Oh, you made a
Wait,
mistake.
wait a minute.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, fucking
Change
weird.
his mind.
Fucking
Yo.
weird.
Oh, no,
Change
he's
your name.
above me now.
No,
Get him
no.
out.
Change your name back. Change your name back. Delete the name.
All right, there you go.
Wait,
Oh, so
Okay,
we
yeah.
So-
So,
Alright,
Daniel,
so you can't do it.
Daniel just accepts that he's a white supremacist.
he has.
That's
shoe fit.
crazy.
It's a gift. Bro,
A gift.
server.
Yes.
Bro, it's a title he wears with honor, bro.
It's his armband.
That guy
Sad.
got
No.
crowned.
Or like he's the health inspector.
I changed
That's
Daniel's name again.
wild.
Oh, what is it
Let's
to
see
now?
it.
Actually racist.
Actually, bro.
Put like CEO of racism.
Poor old
DM him the
Daniel.
word frog.
Frog.
Fuck.
Frog.
I did that. I DM'd him Frog. He did not respond to me.
Man.
I mean, I
didn't
get
say
it,
he was
but I'm
gonna
like
do
a.
anything back.
He thinks he's like
Wait,
able
was
to
it-
talk to the class
What
of 9
wasn't
fans.
this guy literally messaging like yesterday or like?
He was in chat. Yeah, we were just.
Yeah, I
He's in
remember.
chat
I,
a-
He
he's
was
Get him in
been
here
chat a
again.
few times.
I remember him.
He was self-promoting this morning.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What a weirdo.
His amiibo movie.
Yeah, his amiibo movie that fucking he's breaking the rules. He's not allowed to fucking promote shit unless it has to do with
Have
Class
you
of
guys
09.
seen his art?
Damn. Yeah, even his art was
His
here. It
art?
had nothing to do with Class of 09. That's crazy.
What the
Yeah, his
fuck?
Oh yeah,
his
his
art's in
fucking
general.
garbage ass fucking drawing. Yeah,
Shit.
this shit is
Yeah.
trash.
Bro.
It was a
absolute
work in
fucking trash.
progress.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It'll
The
turn
voice
into Class of
channel.
I mean, I'll
09.
take the drawing over that one person putting fan art. Like, this is what I think Nicole would eat at dinner. I was like, okay, that's a
That
little
was-
weird.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That
Where we
guy's
just
Yeah,
bullied
I'd
him
rather take- I'd
constantly.
rather take
What?
Daniels.
What?
It was making
It-
content.
It's
What
in
a
fan
weirdo.
art. It's in
What a
fan art.
weirdo.
That guy.
Golden Corral or something? What?
It's so weird. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
It's too much.
This is what Ari would eat if we were on a date at Golden Corral. This is what
That-
Emily would eat.
I just get schizo vibes from that.
I can't believe Emily had an empty plate. That's so sad.
This is the
You
meal that
ate
Mr.
her
White
dinner.
would eat at.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Oh
must have
God, what
eaten
is it
both the
called?
dinners.
Cracker Barrel. There we go. That's the most racist restaurant ever.
Cracker.
Love Cracker Barrel.
yeah, buddy.
I like it when they call me slurs.
That's a.
For real.
What slurs
If
did
you
he
go
call
to a Cracker Barrel, you'll get stared at. I know for sure.
All the wrong ones.
Yeah.
I, you know, I,
There are
I
none here. Is there?
they're not. There's none around where I live. That's
Really?
You're lucky.
I've been
Name
to one in
Cracker Barrel.
Utah.
Is
There's
there
one in
even
Utah?
in my area?
there's
I gotta
I
look
don't.
it up.
I don't. No, I don't think there's. No, I think the closest one to me is like 7 hours away.
You should go there.
Is it good?
Road trip.
Not gonna lie, the food is it's all right.
Cracker Barrel.
It's
Cracker
yeah, it's Cracker
Barrel.
Barrel. It's
I tried-
it's the
it's-
whitest shit ever. So
It's
you know.
white American food. That's all you could ask for.
Yeah.
Man, the closest one to me is like, how many miles is this? Jesus.
So no, never mind. There is
I wanna
one.
put Daniel's phone on
64.
Twitter so
There's like
bad.
two. The closest one is like 2 hours. I guess they opened up a new one.
Yeah, mine is 2 hours, like around there, 140.
30 minutes.
Meanwhile,
away.
in Texas, I can tell you where 4 Cracker Barrels are.
In eyesight.
I just like going. I just prefer Denny's. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie. I
yeah,
just gotta, just gotta
as another
Denny's.
fellow Texan, I can confirm Cracker Barrels are practically
If we're
everywhere.
going by big chains, like yeah, like a Denny's. But if we're going to like local places, just go local.
Denny's buffets.
Yeah,
man.
Denny's
Wait,
is
who's
just too
who's
good,
the
man.
other who's the other Texan in here?
Right, if Fallon, this one,
Fallon, where do you what city?
Jimmy Fallon.
San Antonio.
Oh, let's
Boo, San-
oh
Corpus all the way.
Well, actually, no, sorry, not San Antonio. It's a small town right next to San Antonio. It's called New Braunfels.
that's crazy. I am in Helotes.
Shout out to all the Cali people in chat. Let's
you
go.
guys should- you
Let's
guys should
go.
stop
No,
doing this
no,
shit.
Water
absolutely
region,
not. No.
rise up.
Don't
Nah,
fucking
you.
shout out the Cali.
No, California. Your people are moving to Texas. Get them out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sucks
but
for
blame
you.
our
Florida.
governor. Blame our governor, man. Blame our governor. Don't blame us.
Can we get Arnold back?
Yeah,
I
like,
literally-
get Arnold back.
Oh, Daniel's typing.
Arnold's
My
Daniel
ironic-
is
Daniel
Then again,
actually
I prefer
racist
him
this
over
type.
our current one.
Unironically, yeah, bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold went so
Hey,
hard.
the
Arnold
actual
Schwarzenegger.
racist
What
is
did you say?
typing.
He's here too. Pump.
It has gotten so bad in Texas. I live in a house,
Wait.
and right behind my backyard is this. It was just all land property. There were deer and everything. Now there's just a bunch of houses.
Schwartz, what?
Hold on. Daniel said, "Sign if y'all have never heard if employment."
What does that mean?
What?
He's
Like the
So-
math equation?
Yeah.
Cosine.
Bro, why did he ping me of all people?
Sign.
After hearing Elsie's reaction to all of us, Kaylee's probably the most terrified out of all.
Great.
And the worst part is, I'm gonna go see her at a con in 2 weeks.
Don't be weird.
Wait.
Well, no,
hold
here-
on.
But she's going to a con in like Austin or something like that, and I bought a shirt. And I'm gonna make her sign it.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
That's
yeah,
base, man.
go
Take a
for it.
Don't be
picture,
weird.
post it in
Don't
here.
take a
Yeah.
picture and then
I-
post
I-
it.
I've been
Oh
to
yeah,
some-
you
I-
have to get a picture.
I'll
You have
post
to
it.
get a picture. You have to.
Yeah,
get
I
a picture.
am. No, trust me, I am.
Very
I'll just
epic.
go. I'll just walk up to her and say, "Max sends his regards," and hand the T-shirt.
No,
Don't do that.
No,
Just
no,
get
no,
killed.
no.
Do that.
fucking
Don't
rope
do
me
that.
into that shit, you fucking psycho. You're a fucking fan. I am not your friend, motherfucker. Don't. No.
Right,
Those are
right.
good allegations.
Be normal.
anyway.
Telling me
for
that
once.
we're not.
Motherfucker out
What do you
here.
mean, man? I
Wait, we're
bought
not
your
friends.
game.
I bought your game. It's a clause right there.
Your
She's
You
game.
probably gonna be so concerned why a Class of 09 fan's gonna be walking up to her.
No, she's seen it get fucking everywhere. She's seen that video. Just.
Oh yeah, the Instagram thing. I forgot about that. The
Yeah.
fucking cop mall.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, iFunny, you name
Oh,
it.
yeah, no.
It's everywhere.
Word's getting out now.
Funny.
This Class of 09 fans actually exist, and it's like, oh no, it's not ironic.
If I see a class
Yeah,
of 09
people-
fan in real life, I'm gonna beat him up.
Look in the mirror.
Don't do that.
Yeah, beat yourself up
I'm
then.
gonna-
Yeah.
It's a reference.
Fucking shadow boxing, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna shadow box for real.
Oh
Wear
shit.
shirts to work, see what happens.
Where I live will ever play this game unless I force them to.
Why are you quiet?
What?
Yeah. Speak
This
up.
guy's like fucking planning.
Oh,
Thought he
This
was just
guy's
scared.
got, this guy's got shit
okay?
going on.
are you okay, bro?
Demons fighting demons.
Evil core shit.
No
Speak
one
up.
talked to me.
It's like I'm gonna
Rise
make
up.
people play this game. He's on
We're
his
all
evil
gonna
shit.
play.
They're all
For
gonna
real.
enjoy it.
Nah, it's
Whether
just
they like it or not.
Just
no
guerrilla
one
market, dude. Get a
here
bunch of
will
stickers and
hear
post them
about
all over
this
the place.
game without me telling them about it. That's
Flyers
the-
and all.
Sick.
Is
Sick.
Daniel gonna like elaborate on what he said, or is he just
Bro,
gonna put
he's
that
he's
there?
at work.
Daniel
I
is
think
a
he's
git.
at work. I think he just typed it up
He's
while he
like
was on his
blaming
lunch break. His
them.
I
5
think
minute
I
lunch
think
break.
he was trying to say, ever heard of something called employment or some shit like that? Probably.
I
But he messed up, yeah.
Tried
If y'all
whatever.
ever,
Never heard
Sign
of it.
if y'all have never heard if employment.
what the?
What?
Poor Daniel.
This is why you put the
I don't know what
autocorrect
the-
on.
Bro.
Daniel picking
Oh,
up
shit,
women
kids.
at the movie store.
Oh god.
I think he's trying to say some of y'all have never heard of employment. And implying that like,
Gotcha.
oh, you don't have a job because you're telling me, but it's like, again,
Guy makes
Daniel is
amoeba
actually
movies.
racist. So
Yeah.
fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's actually
honestly,
racist.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, don't
No,
trust
no,
me.
not only
racist
does he
is
make
too
amoeba
bad,
movies, it
so-
takes him a year to make a 2-minute amoeba movie.
Bro.
There's a lot of planning
Yikes.
going
How
into
hard is
that.
it to make an amiibo movie? It's just a little statues.
Not,
Dude,
not
he's got-
the most hard.
Well,
So, I'm curious how this works because amiibos are those little like shitty
Yeah,
statues
they're
you put on your
Yeah, the
Switch, right?
Nintendos.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just stills though. Like you can't
How-
move them.
yeah. How does that work?
They're not Figmas, they're figures. Yeah, they're not stop motion.
How about we all get together and watch this Amiibo movie?
Oh, someone streamed it. Yeah.
He's gonna post it here
Yeah,
one of
somebody
these.
streamed
one of
the
these days.
Amiibo.
He already posted it. I'm pretty sure. He already
Well, can't
posted
you
it.
do
No,
that?
he's just
Someone
told
pull
us.
up.
No, it's on
Someone-
YouTube.
you
Someone
can do
pull
like an
up the live.
activity. Wait, hold up.
Oh,
no.
there it is.
Bro, who uses
Uh-oh.
this shit?
Who uses
I
activities?
do,
This
but
is
Who
weird.
uses
I don't do it
activities,
here, though.
bro?
Authorized.
You better call it.
Whoever has the remote, you have control. So post that amiibo movie thing.
Yeah, it's already on. It's already playing.
It's on.
There
Alright,
it is.
rewind,
here we go,
rewind
here we
it.
go.
No.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yo, I'm a dip, but y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
I
Peace
love
out.
you, bro.
I love you.
Later.
So is this Daniel? Is this him?
No, I don't think it is.
No.
How's it
No.
going?
You'll
it's
see
not him.
Daniel eventually, probably.
Yeah, honestly.
Caillou without the
This
cancel
is
look
2 years
ass.
production.
said.
2 years.
Guys, what the heck? I just came
What is
back from a
2 years?
long day at Tesla.
I don't like this already.
Tesla.
You don't all hate
I worked
me,
at
do you?
Tesla before.
Why do you own amiibos? Aren't you like 30?
It's a good thing.
No, not yet.
Yeah, and still lives
How do I
with his
turn this
parents.
off? How do I
Hey.
unauthorize it?
Why don't you pay for some hair plugs, you fucking fireball retard?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just ban the person.
lost.
who-
It touches
who-
I don't.
Forehead.
Even if you
Hey,
ban him, it would still
I'm
keep going because the
really
remote would just
getting
move
my
on to the
life
next
together.
host.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. You can't get rid of
I
it.
gotta get out of
You
here.
have to ban every single
Yeah,
person.
everyone has
Being
to
a
collectively
right
leave.
torso isn't a trap.
He's
What
gonna
do you
ban
think,
everyone.
We fit trainer.
Yeah,
I'm literally the most racist person on earth and don't want to kill you, so my guess is no.
What? I like all your Japanese cartoon posters. Are you a bench warmer at the Special Olympics?
No,
What?
those are really
There's no
fun.
posters.
Just like
Where's
all
the
you.
posters?
You think we're collectible?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm like the Pawn Stars guys.
Yeah.
The Pawn Stars don't
so turn this
come on
off.
their
How do-
Mickey
how do
Mantle
you, like,
cards.
get this
Well,
off?
we all collectively
Why
just
don't I
leave.
have
What do you think we're doing, fellas? Nothing. If you
Alright,
collect
I-
dust for your
Yeah, I'm done with this shit, bro.
Shut up! I can't take this.
I can't take
Wait,
it.
how do I leave it?
I don't think there's
You
a red
wanna
button
leave
called
it?
leave activity.
Crap.
Show non-video
Stuck in
participants.
purgatory.
You should see it like where you would like.
It's like a red
stream.
door, like a
Yeah,
red
red
white door
door.
button.
Next to the watch together.
Oh, he's
posts
out.
up there.
He's out. He's
I'm pretty
out.
sure it's as if you were trying to like disconnect from a call.
Yeah.
That
How do
took
I-
a
how do I
year.
turn off?
That was it?
That might have taken over a year, actually.
What?
For a year.
Awful. There's no point to
Yeah.
this. There's literally no like. There's
Why
nothing.
Why the Amiibo movie? It should have been titled like Amiibo Shit Talk You.
I thought it was gonna be like Toy Story esque. He's gonna try to make them all talk with a guy leaves,
I know.
but it's just
No,
a person with cancer talking to the amiibo.
I like your Amiibo movie.
Oh no.
We should
Yeah,
all
that's
just
enough.
copy and paste
I
it.
can't.
Was
do
it
that.
just like a film project that he was doing for a class or something?
No, it just says no. Like there's nothing.
No,
Passion
what's it called?
project.
That was his
Passion
free
project.
time.
There was a screenplay I put together, and I gave it to a couple filmmakers, and Daniel was one of the guys that got it, and he kind of like butchered it.
Jesus, man.
All right, let's
Poor
have a new
Daniel.
questionnaire game. Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill with some Class of 09 characters.
Oh.
Oh,
here we go.
boy.
Didn't you just
Oh,
say they were
Christ.
minors? You were doing
Wow.
this.
No,
this
they're,
They're
they're
18 now, as he said.
Hypo.
I
They're
only
18.
say that.
Backpedaled.
I only say that. The only time I say that is when somebody else is saying it. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay,
It's like
okay.
them when they're older.